Hello, I'm David from the Teams Toolkit team, and I'm going to show you today how to create an API message extension using the latest version of the Teams Toolkit. So once it will be installed in VS Code, the extension, you will be able to create a new application. You have various choices there. What we're going to use today is a message extension then. So let's select this one. You have various options, so feel free to have a look to the documentation to understand those various options if you don't know them yet. In our case, we're going to choose custom search results, which is a search message extension. So when I'm selecting the search message extension, I got three options now. In the past, maybe you've been creating a bot-based message extension using the bot framework. So this new option is faster and easier to create now because you don't require anymore the bot framework. You just need to provide us an open API descriptor and we will be able to scaffold the message extension from that. If you like also to have a look to kind of a sample, it's this one where we will provide you not only a message extension, everything that you need to create with a specific manifest, but also a fake API using Azure Functions, so you may have a quick look to how it works. So I guess you already have an existing API. So if you have an existing API, please be sure that you also have on top of it an open API descriptor. So let's choose this option. And now you have two choices. Either you give us a URL to your open API descriptor, and then we will parse it, or you can give us a local file. So this is what I'm going to do. So there is one file on my hard drive that is going to describe my API, which is kind of a online store API. So the Teams Toolkit has managed to parse and analyze this open API, and he managed to see that I've got a get operation returning a list of products. So I'm going to select this unique operation I've got in my open API descriptor. Then I would like to use a default folder, and I'm going to name it Superfry, which is the name of my super cool online store. So then the Teams Toolkit is going to scaffold a full project. If you don't know about what is a team application is going to be referenced inside a specific manifest, which is there, the manifest.json. When we're going to, give the name of the developer, many classical stuff you may find in a manifest. And if you already is kind of expert in Teams app development or know a little bit about that also, you will be able to see that there is a new part where we can see it's now an API base, and we can reference the YAML file associated to your OpenAPI in this specific folder. So everything is going to be packaged then by the Teams Toolkit to be able to be siloed inside Microsoft Teams. So if you'd like to review that, you can go there, see the OpenAPI, and you may see now the API that I'm going to use for my online store. You could already deploy it and give it a try, but to make it a good experience, you need also to design the adaptive card that's going to take the JSON data that are going to be sent back by your API and to make it a nice looking experience inside Microsoft Teams. So for that, by default, we are creating a dummy adaptive card to start with that we're going to parse your API and try to guess how we could build an adaptive card out of that. And if you like to design it before, sending that to Teams, what you could do is to click on this preview adaptive card option that's going to render the adaptive card. You see that so far it's not really nice. So to improve it, you need to provide mocking data inside this file and to update the adaptive card. So of course you can use, online tool to be able to design your adaptive card. In my case, I've already been working on that, so I'm going to drag and drop those two files to replace them, and then I'm going to reload the preview of it, and now you can see that I've got my nice adaptive card with some detail about my product, the image being there. I can give it a try in the various Microsoft Teams themes, so the light one, the high contrast for accessibility. So pretty convenient to be able to do everything in VS Code and the Teams Toolkit before packaging it and deploying it. So now the next step is maybe also to make it even more professional would be to also update the various icon associated to my application. So here it is. I'm going to replace everything and then manifest too. And now the next step is to go in the Teams Toolkit option and provision it. So what is going to do the Teams Toolkit is going to create an application ID, is going to check that everything is well defined in your various manifest, check also everything that is fine regarding the Open API, package it, and then be able to sideload it to your dev tenant. So to check it, you can also go inside the Teams developer portal. So if now I'm pressing F5, you can see that my API message extension is there. So I can review also the feature. The developer portal now it's also a message extension. I can review the YAML file, and of course I've shown you how to create it from the Teams Toolkit, but you can also create from TDP, so from the Teams developer portal. So let's give it a try. So for now, I need to use the latest public developer preview version, but it will be soon in general availability. So you'll be able to use the latest version of the public manifest. And then you will go inside app features. You will select message extension. And now you will have a new option there that it will be API. So select API, you will be able to upload the very same file. So I'm going to upload the same file, save it. And now I can add, the various operation I like to inject. Insert my adaptive card also if I like to. So similar experience in two different environments. So you can also use the one or the other based on your preference. So if you're not using the Teams Toolkit today, you can also create an API message extension from the Team Developer portal. Okay, so now let's go back to the Teams Toolkit. So now that everything has been deployed, I can press F5. So it's going to deploy the application and open it in Teams. Okay, so we are in Teams now. So let's create a new chat with the famous Adele, for instance, and just her. And now I can, pressing on this plus button, you can see that I've got my new API message extension. I'm going to select it. I'm going to search for a product. So let's search for hiking, for instance, and type it correctly. So looking for everything linked to hiking. So I've got 3 different boots available. So we've seen this one in the mocking data in the designer. So let's select another one. And I can send a beautiful adaptive card to Adele using my API as a source. And you've seen it was super simple to package everything inside Teams and using the Teams Toolkit. So everything is ready today. What is about to arrive in 1 or 2 weeks in a preview version of the Teams Toolkit is also support for authentication. This API was, without any authentication at all. But let's imagine, of course, you'd like to protect your APIs with auth. We already support that in the platform today. And the Teams Toolkit will also support additional option to let you insert your key to protect your API. So let's stop debugging there. And I'm going to give you a preview of what's going to come soon in the store. So let's create a new application, message extension. Once again, a source message extension. I'm going to start from an OpenAPI descriptor. And this time, I'm going to use another descriptor, which is available there. It's the repair API that you see that in this case, we have 2 various operations. We've got a get and a post to be able to create something. So let's select the 2 of them. Let's, through the default folder, let's name it repair auth. So you see that now it's being scaffolding a new project. And compared to what we have just before, if we now go inside the manifest, you will see that the manifest is slightly different because we have also a dedicated section for auth, so where we will take your key. This key will go inside the team graph service that we will store that in our backend, in the Microsoft backend. So the Teams Toolkit will ask you the key and upload the key in our backend. And then, of course, the API message extension will work in a completely autonomous way. You will be able to use your key to call your API. So the key will be protected. We have also a specific new action in the Teams Toolkit to be able to register your key, so it will be called when you will provision everything. So let's give it a try, for instance, and use as is the scaffolding. If I'm going there and I'm clicking provision, you will see that one of the steps is to ask me the key. So here it is. You see that the Teams Toolkit is asking me to enter my API key. So let's call it, so it should probably be a GUID or whatever, but in our case, it's a fake key, my super secret key. Then the Teams Toolkit is warning you that we're going to call, the API from the Teams Developer Portal to create your message extension and upload the key. And then the rest of the steps are exactly the same as the one we've seen in the first example with the store API key that we were demonstrating. So now it's being completely siloed, and the key also has been pushed there. So it will be up to you to check that everything is working fine. But this is coming very soon, so you will be not only able to create API message extension using any type of API without auth, but also if you have auth, of course, which is probably be the case in most cases, you will be able also to use this key and put it in our backend to let our backend call your API in a secure way. So this is everything I wanted to show you today. Pretty exciting, I think, to be able to take your APIs and integrate them into Teams in a very easy way with a nice rendering thanks to the adaptive card. Feel free to check your experience with us, to share your experience, and also tell us what you're working on, or if you have any issue, contact the Teams Toolkit on GitHub, and we will be able to help you. See you soon.